performance of the year. You've had plenty of good games, but how good is it to win, to get one recognised as across the entire year, the best footy brains in the business of Footy Classified, maybe second after players, awarded you the big gong?
It's a funny one. I was just happy that I beat Joel. He kicked 9 in the game, and I was like, and I overtook him apparently, which is nice. So, but the game itself was one of the better games that I've been involved in, and just the circumstances have been down. I think by nearly 40 points, and then we came home with a wet sail, and it was such an enjoyable win. Home crowd too, full stadium, and just went absolutely nuts late, and that was one of the more special moments I've been a part of in my career for sure.
What do you sort of feel like in a game like that? You know, you got, as you said, down 40, you've got all the momentum turning back your way, you're having an absolute blinder. In the moment, you know that you're doing well, don't you?
Oh, you know that when you're in a bit of flow state, you've settled in nicely. Doesn't mean it's going to be any easier necessarily, but things do happen more instinctually, which is nice. So you do, when you're especially late, probably the last quarter, I just knew I was in it, and when the team's up and about, it also helps as well.
Do you think you mentioned Joel Amati kicked 9 and you thought he might have taken it off you? Do you think he's going to take it off anyone this year after his 0 for 6 and 2 out on the full performance? Yeah. Do you think Lexus is in any danger?
He's going to hate me talking about this one. Yeah, poor fella. One of the best rated games ever, I think, at the wrong end.
He's a guy that's kicked 9 goals. He's had some fantastic games in career, and it happens to everyone. How do you deal with that post-game?
Yeah, we won that game, didn't we?
You won that game. Yeah.
Okay. It makes it a lot easier when you win it and you can have a bit of a laugh after the game about it. If we lost, he would have been pretty flat himself. He was obviously still flat himself. You do so much work to make sure you make the most of your opportunities, and he was pretty flat himself, but the boys, you take it a bit lighthearted. He got to work at training. The boys actually got, the forwards in general, we've sort of been pretty inaccurate in front of goal this year, so the boys got Dan Carter in, and
Dan Carter from
the All Blacks.
Oh, wow.
So I got him on Zoom anyway, and with the forward group, and he sort of spoke through his goal kicking with the All Blacks and his mindset to it, and then incorporate sort of the forward group can take a bit of a leaf out of his book. And it helped last week. A few of the boys started kicking straight, especially our bigger boys, which was nice. And
Joel slotted one as well. His first set shot, everyone ran from everyone on the ground and came to him. It was great, fantastic.
There's some of the more special moments when you're sort of backs against the wall in certain games or in certain seasons, and then you might be sort of mentally just in your own head a little bit, not executing as you'd like, and then when you bounce back, it's that relief. It's pretty special, and when you get the whole team jumping on board too, it's pretty cool, that camaraderie.
What's your most special moment across your career? Now we'll go through some of them as we drive on, but you've had obviously some tough losses in the grand finals. You've had some big games such as this one against GWS. What's the one where you look back on and you think, that's where I felt the best?
Personally, playing, or just sort of moment in itself?
We'll start with personally.
I think that last year was obviously my best year I've ever played, and sort of different role, getting in the midfield, being able to sort of throw myself in and around the ball and generate some of my own footy, which was really nice. As you know, a forward so you can sort of get starved of it at times, and if things don't quite go your way, it makes it pretty tough. So be able to go in the midfield, but then go forward and hit the scoreboard too was nice. But I think probably that Giants game was probably the most special thing last year. The Port Adelaide game the next week at the SCG, once again another really good win to get us into the grand final. And then as devastating as the grand finals are, I think to get there the whole week leading up to it, it's something you cherish, and not many people really get to do it. There's 2 teams each year that get to do it. I know we haven't performed like we'd like to, but that whole week is something pretty special, and I'll cherish forever. I want to get back there and I want to get it done, because if we do, that'll take over anything I've ever done in my life. So there's lots of different special memories, but probably the Giants last year was probably one of them.
How sweet's that going to feel? Now you've got a young list still, you've got a great coach in my opinion, and a lot of others' opinion. You've still got plenty of chances to get there. How sweet is that going to feel for a lot of you guys that have had that such bitter taste of defeat so many times?
Yeah, it's a long road to get there, and then to get it done in the grand final is just a completely different story in itself. So we've got the team to do it. We've got the coach to do
Yeah.
it, like you said. We just need to make sure we click, and a little bit of luck here with injuries helps as well. So sort of experienced that this year with how much, I guess, continuity you lose when you do have so many injuries to key personnel. But we definitely got the squad to do it, and we've got the drive to do it, and we're bouncing back at the moment during this season, which is really nice to see as a bit of an arm wrestle and one of that one where your backs are against the wall for the first half of the season and you bounce back. It's we're a proud group.
It's like Breaking Bad. You know what happened in Breaking Bad?
I
The
saw
first
it years
season
ago.
that they had, the first season, people didn't like it. You know,
Didn't
people
they?
said it was terrible. It wasn't going to catch on. And then what happens? The next couple of seasons, a la the second half of your season here, best show of all time.
Yeah.
People loaded into it. So you can never trust that first half of the season. So there's plenty more
Absolutely.
life left in the Swans boys. Yeah, what about when you're out there and it's you're having one of these blinder years, as you said last year, you had a fantastic year. You were in really hot contention for the Brownlow for a majority of the year there. Do you know that in your head?
Oh, I think the biggest thing is what I do. Like you want your poor games to still be good games.
Yeah.
So you obviously your dips, you don't want to be dipping too low. So when you can hold a consistent standard throughout the whole season, it's really nice. Like you're sort of proud of yourself that all this time and effort you've put in over the years is sort of paying off, and then to have success as a team is something that you play footy for. Like to be honest, it's like you get there's a bit of media around it and whatnot, but you never look too far ahead. For me, it was I want to get this team to the last day of September and get it done, and that's really all my focus was on. And there was a lot of media, and then obviously to get suspended and be out of contention, and it is what it is.
Disgusting Melbourne bias. That's what that was. Victorian bias. They could not stand to have a New South Welshman take out their favourite award.
Well, I think so. It's nice that you can, like in Sydney, you can kind of get away from all the hype and the media, and whether it's ups or downs, you can kind of avoid it a little bit, which is nice. So I really enjoyed that aspect of Sydney. So yeah.
What's funny with that, like the Melbourne versus Sydney media, that we know you as one of the best players in the AFL, but we just don't know you that much as a person, as opposed to some of these, just middle of the run guys on a Victorian team. So you grew up as you were playing cricket. Any other sports you were playing as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid, you play everything. I was like cricket, soccer, rugby league, union, Oz-tag.
Oz-tag?
Yeah, a bit of Oz-tag, yeah.
Is that like the Oz kick for NRL, or is it
Nah,
proper?
It's like touch footy, but you wear the tags on the side.
Oh, wow.
So, but then it's kind of like, but then you can kick on certain tackles or tags, however you want to call it, and it's a bit more rugby league sort of style compared to touch footy. But no tackling, tags instead of tackling. So anyway, yeah, that was good fun. Played everything growing up, and then age of 12, got into the academy, sort of made a representative team, and then made the Swans Academy, and I was still loving NRL more than AFL back then. And Anthony Minicello for the Sydney Roosters. No one here probably know who he was, but he was one of the greats of the game when I was following NRL back in the day, and absolutely loved him. He was my role model growing up, and he was their fullback and their captain, and just wanted to be like him. But then I was in a representative team for AFL.
You certainly let him down, man.
Yeah, well he's a good fella. Would have been nice to play with him. But
do you think you could have made it in the NRL
No.
if you had given that a crack?
I would have given it a crack. Who knows? I don't know. They're more power, bit more speed.
But it's a softer, easier game, isn't it, over there? It's just there's not a lot of toughness.
You can't be saying that,
It's just
is it?
running against a brick wall, isn't it?
Run your head into a brick wall. No, it's hard to. A lot of people try and compare, but you just can't compare the two. I think we're obviously a lot more aerobic and fitness based. They're power and speed, and they definitely hit a bit harder than us. We obviously hit on a 360-degree angle,
That's
but
the one.
they hit pretty hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to cop a hit. After watching State of Origin, you know what? Part of me thinks that I would rather cop a little sidewinder from Isaac Heeney than some of those boys at full speed, even if I know where they're coming from. The academies. So in Victoria, they always go to the academies. They go, why do these teams have academies? But you would have gone over to the NRL if it wasn't for the Swans Academy, do you reckon?
Yeah, if it wasn't for the academy, I wouldn't have continued to play AFL, I don't reckon. My family all grew up playing NRL. Dad was a really good country sort of rugby league player and union. Mum was sort of athletics and swimming, and AFL was not really in our background. And then when we played, they sort of started to convert, and then made the academy, and sort of that love for the game just continued to grow. But it wasn't until probably 14, 15 that I stopped playing league and sort of union for school, and then committed to AFL. And I don't reckon if it wasn't for me getting picked up when I was 12, I probably would have continued, because everyone in my school played rugby league and or soccer. And
Yeah, I heard that you were the only one in your school that played AFL. Is ChatGPT told me the wrong thing there, or is that correct?
Pretty close to it. I think there was 2 or 3 of us that played within, probably nearly 1,000 kids, sort of thing. Growing up, in my primary school, there was no one, but there was also like 70 kids in my school.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So there was none.
How many of them are driving a free Lexus?
Yeah, probably
should have picked up a
probably
footy.
not many. Yeah. and then high school, not many. I think there was one bloke that I played against, and that was really all I can remember.
Jeez. So you were playing one. So that's why you're so good in the one-on-one.
There
was one other bloke at school that played footy, and you guys just went at it.
Exactly.
Jeez, that's the way to do it. So you can't be growing up at these private schools out here where it's you got a whole class full of footy players.
Well, that's the thing. They're touching balls every. Gee, that sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it?
Are they? We must have gone to different schools.
Different school. They're how do I say this without it make it sound wrong? It's like they're handling balls every. It's like they're kicking footies every day at lunch.
That's the one.
That's the one. Like before school, during school, like recess, lunch, whatever it is, their breaks, and then after school, it's like I never kicked a football, kicked a footy until training or when I was in the backyard with my brother and my old man. So, and then we just take hangers on each other the whole time.
Jeez, there we go. So there we go. And Mark of the Year. You should have had Mark of the Year. Do you think that they need to change that rule for Mark of the Year? You talk about taking hangers. You took a fantastic one in the final series, which for some archaic rule is not included in the Mark of the Year deciding.
It's a tough one. A lot of the people I speak to say it should be counted, but at the same time, I'm like, what is it? 10 teams don't get to play those extra games in finals. Yeah, I know it's bad luck, but also you don't get you get drafted to a team that generally, you don't have a say in it. So, whether you get a really good player that you picked up early, you go to a team that's on the bottom of the ladder that's not going to play finals. So you don't get other opportunities.
Well, bad luck to take a hanger during the home and away, guys, while we have some fun in the finals.
I didn't take one worthy until the final. So I'm mixed opinion. I would have liked it because I think there's a heap of Virgin Velocity
I think
points.
it's 2 million points and like $25,000 cash.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been unbelievable. I know Bobby Hill was talking about that straight into the account.
So if you do change it, just backtrack a little bit.
Retroactively. You know what? We're going to give Joe Watson back his Brownlow.
There you go.
And we're going to give you Mark of the Year.
Done.
What about on the road? What's your number one thing that just pisses you off on the road? Is there anything? Do you ever get road rage? You strike me as a really calm guy.
No, let's speak to my partner. She doesn't like me driving because I'm super impatient. But people in the right-hand lane that just are going not the speed limit, or even better not say touch over. We're saying the speed limit.
You're saying you want to floor it on the outside. Yeah.
The subways go. No, just that right-hand lane driver does my head in.
God.
Yeah, it's on.
So nothing really absolutely. Have you ever had any incidents where you're out the window? You got to be careful. You could probably get away with a bit more in Sydney as a footy player than you could in Melbourne.
Put a cap on, hoodie on, and start abusing people out the window.
Do you find that's an advantage of playing in Sydney? As you mentioned a little bit before, but just the fact that the guys out here, it is a little tougher to go out and live your own life because it's such a football community. But in Sydney, it's it's a bit showbiz and NRL for the most part. You guys can get away with a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why I actually love living in Sydney. I don't think I'd enjoy living in Melbourne or South Australia, WA, purely for that side of the beautiful. WA is a beautiful place. I love WA, but I love Sydney as well. But you just live a normal life. If people come up and they want to have a photo or say good day, it's generally really quick. Whereas I feel like Melbourne, the AFL states can sometimes they can be more pushy and take a bit more of your sort of personal space and your private time, your private life sort of thing with your partner or your family and whatnot. So it can I don't know how, let's say the Dacos boys do it and live a normal life, but it is
so
what it is,
to any free agent forwards out there, key forwards, it's a great place to live in Sydney.
Any big boys, Jamara, you want to come over?
So what does a regular day look like to you in Sydney? Like when you get a day off, What do you get up to? Because you right now, I always had a theory with guys like you. Everything looks too perfect. You know, you got the good relationship, you got the fantastic sporting career. You got to be picking the wings off bugs or something in your off time. Like something is going wrong. There's something we don't know about. What do you get up to?
No, I don't know. I can't say there's much going wrong, which is nice. Hopefully a bit of good karma. But no, for me, I spend a lot of time outdoors. So I'm in the ocean, whether it's surfing, I'm out fishing, sort of walking the dog, taking the dog out. Got a big Great Dane. My partner and I love taking her to beaches and just along the rocks and whatnot. And then the newest one of late, actually, I've got a deal with Pacific Boating, just a little pump up for Pacific Boating in Sydney. They
Shameless.
Yeah, I did my training, and so they give me a 52-foot boat that I can take in the Sydney Harbour up in Pittwater.
Wow.
And go up the Hawkesbury. So spent a bit of time on that and got up the last time I went up the Hawkesbury and took a couple to my partner and then another couple and we just had a red wine and sat at the back and jumped a little tenner on the back of the boat as well, over to a waterfall and then had a fish as well. So just chilling like that in my time off is something I love to do, but I'm always pretty active. So
you know, it seems like a really tight-knit group that you've got there at the moment. Who's probably who would be the biggest prankster throughout the club?
Oh, biggest prankster. I think the funniest bloke, I reckon, up there with the funniest blokes I've ever met would be Liz. The Lizard's he's so gold. He just doesn't care about anything. Like, he's super chill. He's obviously an unbelievable talent. Really good fella, but just takes the piss out of everything, and it's gold. He's good value to be around.
Does he like the name Lizard?
Lizard. Oh, that's he could care less.
Yeah.
He'd be like, call me whatever you want. He could not give a He's a legend. So he's one. Probably Justin McInerney, call him the Crust. I don't know why I call him the Crust actually, but he.
I don't think the Crust is a good one. Like,
I
reckon there's a meaning to that which we probably can't say.
There's a couple other ones they call him, which I won't say, but he loves the sound of his own voice.
As we hit traffic here, how do you deal with traffic?
Shocking.
Sydney's not good for it.
Sydney's terrible. It's horrific. Yeah, you get a lot of bad drivers there.
On a Saturday. Where are all these people going as we sit going?
Mate, Sydney was mayhem this morning, and then you come into Melbourne, it was mayhem as well. It's like, I'm a bit more, I'm a country man, a country boy, so whenever I can, I'll head out back home. Mum and Dad have got a little bit of acreage out there and avoid this fucking hecticness.
Is that what you'll do post-footy? You reckon you'll get out there and, you know, be on a bit of land there, or has Sydney got you in its fangs?
No, I'll be, depending on work opportunities, but I think I'll be out of Sydney pretty quick.
What would you want to do post-footy? What's the work ideas?
I don't know. I'm doing a little development back in Sydney at the moment, so I enjoy the building side of things. I've done my building construction course.
Oh, and did that while you were playing? Like
while I was playing, yeah. And then all my family builders and developers back home. So I do love that side of things. I'm running a footy camp with Toby Greene as well in New South Wales called Fifth Quarter Camps.
You and Toby now. That's started
a funny
off.
one.
Yeah. Let's talk through that.
Yeah.
Let's talk through that.
We just had that rivalry on the field. Didn't know him outside of footy at all. Every time we played against each other, it started, and there's a photo that popped up for probably 5 years running. Whenever the Giants and Swans played each other, and it was him like headbutting me. Yeah. He came up to me. I don't know whether I think he got a little fine for it or something, but sort of forehead on forehead, like angry at each other, and then I reckon half his fines he's got, he sort of picked me off until late, and then he came to me one day with so he's obviously a Melbourne boy, but he sort of threw this idea at me going, there's so much room for like opportunity to grow the game in New South Wales, and I'm obviously a New South Wales boy. He's a Victorian boy. He had the herd camps growing up in Melbourne, and there isn't really any camps in New South Wales, so threw it to me, goes, let's start this up and see how many, I guess, kids we can get excited in the game and just teach kids the game, but also the ones that love it come and hopefully meet some idols and then just learn a few more skills as well. So we run camps in the school holidays. We had one actually a couple of days ago, and 200 kids each day. It's bloody exhausting, but it's awesome to see the smiles on their faces, the love for the game, and then we bring sort of 4 or 5 Swans boys, 4 or 5 Giants boys, and run a camp for 4 hours, and they get to meet some of their idols, and learn some skills and just have a bit of a laugh. So
that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. And for you, especially being that kid that grew up without many people around them playing footy. I'm sure it means something to you to keep growing that and keep getting them in.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to grow the game for sure. I mean, I absolutely love it, and I grew up following a different sport early days, so if you get them involved from a young age, it's amazing.
God, that's cool. Toby Greene would have to be one of the most misunderstood players in the AFL. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. We went to the same school, different campuses.
Would you?
But I don't think he was actually able to play like senior footy at school because he was always getting in trouble until super late. Because he was always getting in strife, and his mum's a school teacher there as well. She ran homework club that I was in. But no, he's just a ripper guy. Yet everyone out there thinks he's a
unbelievable fella. No, he's one of the probably one of the most loyal blokes I've ever met. What he does for as a captain for the club, unbelievable. What he does for people around him that are close with him.
I'll give you that. You give it away on behalf
I saw
of me.
you go one, I'll give one too. One of the most loyal blokes you'll meet and hardworking, and there's a reason why he's captain. They all love him there.
Yeah.
And, he's very misunderstood, but he on the flip side, he's got that white line fever, which is what you want in a footballer as well. And he finds the line and steps over it. He might take a few steps over it, but that's part of a good footballer.
Studs up over it at times as well.
No, but what he does for those around him and those close to him is something pretty special. So he's definitely misunderstood and unbelievable fella.
Start, bench, cut. Let's go. Let's go music.
Music, all right.
Zach Bryan.
Yep.
Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Elton John. Start, bench, cut.
You're starting Zach Bryan.
Easily.
Yeah.
And we've got Taylor Swift and Elton John left.
Elton
bench,
John,
cut.
bench. Taylor Swift, you're done.
Damn.
I don't know. You know what? I definitely know more Taylor Swift songs than I would Elton John, but just with the hype and everything, I don't know. I'm a bit unsure about her as well.
It's all a bit unsure.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know.
Not a Swiftie.
Nah, not a massive Swiftie. I'll probably get a bit of hate for this, but nah.
You know, sometimes we'll put it down to it's the traffic in Sydney when she was around. Would you prefer 40 disposals through the middle or 6 goals? No, 6 is too much. Maybe 5.
Never hit 40.
Yeah.
Had 38.
Big number.
I had 38 and 2 goals, 5. Imagine I had 38 and 7.
See, what about the game when you...
another car.
But you also... What did you kick? 5 goals, 4 or something?
5. Oh, I kicked 5 goals, 4 against West Coast 2 years ago.
5 goals, 4. No, there was one recently where you had...
I kicked 5 straight.
5 straight, yeah. I swear there was a game where you could have had one of the greatest games of all time.
38 and 2 goals, 7.
That's it, 38 and 2 goals, 5.
2 goals, 5, and then 2 out in full.
Can you imagine that?
It was against Carlton, yeah.
You'd be driving... You'd have 7 Lexuses. I would have just empty the lot. Empty the lot.
Oh.
Anyway, Isaac.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother. You've been fantastic. Performance of the year.
Thank you. You're a good man.